Okay, cool. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, how are you, Tom?
Hey, let me see something here.
Hi, Jane Ann.
A little bit there, maybe.
Is that, you need to move over here. I don't know if I did something to it.
You did.
Probably.
Okay, admit all. Several. I want to talk, if I don't talk to you now, I want to talk to you at the end. Do you have a few minutes after?
Sure.
Okay, I have a good friend and business associate yesterday morning had a stroke, and all the signs and everything sound just exactly what happened to you. Got sick to his stomach, but I didn't think fast enough to ask his son, who was telling me this, how he got to the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember them coming in my bedroom. I'm at 1:30 in the morning, but I must have passed out or something. I don't remember the ambulance ride or anything after that. I don't remember anything until they got me in a room.
What I'm hoping is they did take him in an ambulance.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
if you can just get there within that 3 hours, there's some sort of a
Yeah.
injection they give you that can kind of reverse things.
Yes.
Wow. Injection.
Yeah, it's I forget what they call it, and I'm just not a medical person, but it's an injection now that, if you've had a clot or even and the kind that has bled, it's some sort of an injection that can reverse it or stop it, I guess.
Yeah.
right, and that's what I'm hoping, but I don't know. I didn't hear there.
Yeah. We think he just said, "Oh, I'll be okay," and then.
No, I doubt that.
Well, my thing was, I just realized I had no equilibrium or balance, so I slid off the bed and crawled over to where I had plugged in my cell phone to call. In the meantime, got sick a couple times and so on. But
Oh my
it
God.
did, it wasn't any other symptoms other than that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't worry about it. I just,
Okay,
I've got a
okay.
close friend and business associate that sounds to me like he had the same thing happen to him that happened to Vicky.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it happened to him yesterday morning. And I just got the call to find out about it today,
Oh,
a
wow.
couple hours ago. So I need to find out from Vicky I want to find out everything.
Okay.
So we don't have to take up the time with, everybody else on that.
Yeah.
But wow, we got a bunch coming in here
No,
today.
nobody
This
has
is
anything.
good.
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 That's what
Hey.
happens when you only have it once a month.
hey,
We're missing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right.
How are you?
Okay. there you go.
Okay. So now,
everybody.
how do I move this thing? Just exit.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, you look good.
Hey, everybody.
You look like you're
Johnny.
awake.
Yeah, what's up, John? How you doing?
Where is Bob? I don't see Bob.
He was.
Hey,
Oh, there
Harvey.
he
He was,
What's up,
yeah,
everybody?
he was.
Hey, how about you?
Yeah, Bob's,
Yeah, there you go.
he wants to make his excuses early that Bo's doing well in this golf tournament, so he may have to drop out at
Yeah.
3:30.
Good,
Good.
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 Hey, Harvey, Dave Runyon came out to see Bo yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
they were out, day before yesterday when they were out practicing.
Where are they playing?
Truckee, California.
Oh, they're up there.
Yeah, exactly right.
Near Reno, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to come up? You can come up.
Yeah, I can go up there. They got smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, Harvey, they got them on a real tight window today from 11 to 1 their time. Because that's when the wind's gonna be low.
Got it.
Said it's been awful up there as far as the smoke and stuff, the
Well, I'm sure.
overhang smoke.
Mm.
I bet.
And when the wind goes, it's really, really bad.
Yeah, we've been lucky down here. We haven't gotten, the winds have not blown it down our way, so.
Good
That's-
for you.
We're
Yeah.
just glad to be here in Indiana where everything stays pretty calm.
Yeah.
Mm,
Right. Although we are at a point now where we need some rain. I don't know if you guys, although I think Richmond's gotten some rain, haven't they?
no, I have watered twice this week, an hour at a time on each section, and it still looks brown. It's just, nothing's helping. We just need a good rain.
Last Sunday, it was real spotty. We got a little bit of rain for about 10 minutes and that was it. And they're saying rain all next week almost, but that could change too.
mm.
Yeah.
We definitely need it.
So, Betsy, I guess this is really more of a personal thing, but I want to apologize that I haven't responded to you at all.
Yeah, you ought to apologize.
I've had too many things happen.
I mean, every time we turn around, we get something good, something else going on. Oh my gosh, gotta do this, gotta do that. Like,
I'll
oh,
just keep sending this stuff to you, Tommy. I thought
Okay.
that you might enjoy, that's all.
All right, well, thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
TK and Betsy, Dell Harris came out of retirement.
He
What?
did.
Wow.
Yep, he's gonna be a technical advisor and player development guy for Richmond High School.
Are you kidding?
There's a
Goody.
young
Oh,
man
my
named
gosh.
Billy Wright. Yeah, I talked to
Oh,
Dell the other
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Well, is it Avis is gonna work
I'm
with him?
Avis, I'm sorry, not Dell. Avis Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I
That
I
would
did
be
sorry.
see
great.
Coming back, wow.
Well, and
Yeah,
then I
he's,
have
he's
an
coming
article
back
here with
just
the
as
paper
a-
the other
not
day.
necessarily as a bench coach, but as a shooting advisor and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
And
cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward
Also,
to it.
Ben Whistle, and I think the Whistles, remember the Whistles? Ben
Oh, yeah.
Whistle, their son,
Whistle,
is
yeah,
coming
yeah.
back. He's going to be the athletic director.
Oh,
He's
wow.
the new athletic
We're
director
getting all
with the
sorts
guys
of
over there
Richmond
now.
people
Yeah.
back.
They're bringing everybody back. There's two, Wright, is it Curtis Wright that's gonna be
Yeah.
superintendent and Billy Wright's gonna be a coach and
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
But
we're
now
all
Ben-
moving
Ben
back.
is coming back. Is
Good.
What'd you say, Harv?
We're
What'd
all
you say?
moving back.
You reform the town in no time.
That's right, we'll double the population.
They are. I mean, it's amazing what's going on.
That's really
Vicki,
cool.
did you know that Dr. Borf's over there is an advisor to Curtis Wright?
no, but that's great because he was so
Yeah.
good. I hated to see him leave. He
Well,
left, and
retired
didn't he?
from,
He went to Fishers, didn't he? Because his grandchildren are in the Fishers school.
Yeah. Yeah, he
That's-
retired from Hamilton Southeastern and came back in on a contract
Oh,
to
great.
be there year to year.
He used
Who's
to be a
that?
neighbor. I miss them. They're really nice people.
Great guy.
who's
yeah.
that?
Dr. Borf, that was the superintendent of schools, two superintendents ago. He
Oh,
was excellent.
His wife was a kindergarten teacher.
Really great people, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you
let
know,
me
you guys
ask-
are kidding about people moving back, but it kind of is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Enrollment at Richmond High School is up 100 this year.
Oh my gosh.
really?
It's really
So
funny
some
too.
of the
I've had a couple.
homeschool, some of the homeschool stuff, I think's kind of floated away.
Mhm.
And then
Well,
some of the
and
kids
it's
that were at
interesting.
Seton, I think, are coming back in, some of the athletes and stuff, so.
I've got a couple new neighbors that are doctors that have moved from Fishers to Richmond because they said they didn't like all the traffic. They didn't know how, they didn't like how much it was growing. And these are young people right out of school that are new neighbors that are doctors. So I'm thrilled.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
wow, exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that whole area up there, Fishers and Carmel, and oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's like a nightmare when you want to go up there and go anywhere.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I drove up to Carmel the other day to see a friend that had had open heart surgery
Oh.
and at St. Vincent's.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't drive that. That was on a Sunday and I wouldn't drive
Yeah.
that every day
Yeah.
for anything.
Do it Friday at 5 PM. Then it's really,
Oh.
it's like,
You can't-
it's
you
like
can't
race
get
car
there from
bumper
here,
cars.
Gene.
if you didn't like Sunday,
Oh my God.
you don't want to get near it then during the week. Boy, I'll tell you.
Roundabouts, I could be going around those all day long.
Yeah.
I still
I
haven't
those
figured
all.
out roundabouts.
Mm-mm.
Well, that we were used
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, we're used to.
We're glad,
we
we
can
are
do
glad they have
roundabouts.
roundabouts or it
Yeah.
would really be
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
If they were all street lights or not street lights, but stoplights.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
My grandson's on the way down here to playing a golf tournament tomorrow, and he said, my God, this traffic out here is awful. Just can't get anywhere.
Most of my friends that are going to Indianapolis are just taking 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we usually take 40, but since I ended up coming back 465 south to 40, I don't get on 70 at all.
Well, it's
It's way too
closed
busy.
halfway
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, still,
down. Yeah.
Well, Jane Ann had to take her
Fun,
car
fun.
up to Fishers or. it
Yeah,
was a Fish-
Fishers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fishers.
Fishers.
And, oh,
45 minutes and 50 minutes each way. It's like, oh.
Ah,
not cool, not cool. So,
Well, I wasn't able to get on last month. I was in Florida with my grandkids, so, but I really loved our reunion get together. That
Yeah,
was so
we
much
had fun.
fun.
Great.
Well,
It's great.
did I mess
Yeah,
up?
thank
Did
you
I
guys for
leave
all
out
that, yeah.
anybody's pictures? Because I thought we got them, captured them all. Did
I
anybody
think
who had
everybody sent them.
anything that
Yeah.
anybody sent?
No, I thought
It was
turned
good.
out
I like,
It
I
was-
enjoyed that.
I did too.
For me, I thank you.
Yeah, Larry Kane took that over for me.
Yeah.
With the pictures, I sent them all to him and he did it. So that was great.
So, Jimmy
Jimmy,
is our musicologist.
No, music.
great job.
Musicologist.
And Larry Kane, I talked to him about it and he agreed that he will be our official class photographer.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, good.
Nice.
He will always
Nice.
take care of all our
Yeah,
pictures. So
we
from
can
now
just
on,
send them to him.
we'll get them all day, always get them to him and he'll
That's
put them
good.
all together and then we can go out there and just click on a URL and we're
There
off
we
and
go,
running.
There we go.
Good.
And he said it's easy peasy for him.
Yeah.
He does this all the time.
Mm,
Well, that's
He's a
good.
professional. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
Right.
We're like,
So Becky, did you look at the pictures?
I sure did, and I'm sorry that I missed it,
Oh, we are too.
but
Yeah, we
I
had
enjoyed the
to.
pictures.
Did you recognize anybody?
Oh, yeah.
We were so lucky that the weather was so cooperative.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got real lucky.
Real.
Real lucky.
we were supposed to have monsoon weather that day, Becky.
Mhm.
And it get cloudy and we get a few sprinkles and then it get cloudy and then we get a few sprinkles, but it never rained on us. It was
No.
amazing. Yeah,
Mhm.
amazing.
Lucky that Andy Vandervoort was there and went to the hospital.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Made
Yes.
me wonder what would have happened had he not been there and
Oh,
just
my
been
gosh.
at home.
yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. I don't think he would have made it. He would have gone.
Ellen,
into
didn't you say he
sepsis.
doesn't even have a cell phone?
No.
No,
No. But see, I call him, maybe every other week just to make, of course, that's probably
See if
not
he's
off.
still
That's
there.
not often enough.
Mhm.
But I had already arranged that he and let's see, who else was it going to be? Mark
Mark
Dooney
Dooney.
Mark Dooney.
would meet Max
Yeah.
at Bob's
Right.
to help Bob
Get
come.
Bob.
And then Bob
Transport.
said, you know what? I don't feel good about this because if it rains, your backup plan, I can't go
Yeah, I
inside.
Go inside.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
So, you few people, and Bob was thinking there would be like 5 to 8 people would come out and see him, just a few people who kind of liked him. So,
They
Oh,
probably
boom,
want
shut
to
up.
ask somebody's name, Tommy, the names that we can't remember. We go to Bob and Bob knows who we're
Right.
talking
Right,
about.
exactly. He knows everything.
but, so for those of you who couldn't be there, it was, and you didn't see pictures of this, but when we all started trooping into Bob's place, the people there, because Bob, what'd you do? Did you tell them you were only expected about
Like a few.
8 people?
I told them there would be 6 or 8 of us.
Okay.
You lied, Bob, you
There's a
lied.
little small meeting room up front there, and I said, that room would be perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Talk about culture shock.
Yeah. So I don't know that I ever really counted, but I think we had about 25 there.
25.
All right.
26, Tom, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we ended up with 35 at the luncheon.
yeah,
And that was about 10 more than I was expecting. So they were
that was
happy.
good.
We go, guys, we
They
go
did a
into
great
this
job
dining
for
room.
us,
It's
too.
pretty good size in my facility out here. And the superintendent of the place comes in and says, no, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
To the patio, so we all headed outside. But
Which was really cool. I
yeah,
was
that
It was
glad
better.
as
It was
it turned
better.
out. It was
That was
great.
great. That was great.
Now, if the sun had been out,
Yeah.
if it hadn't
We'd
been
been
cloudy,
cooking, yeah.
we might have been baking out there, but it was great.
Yeah.
Everybody was comfortable. And then we all have to say it one more time.
Yeah.
Dickie Bird's, is it his daughter or his granddaughter? Either way.
His
whoever it
granddaughter,
was.
his granddaughter.
One of his daughters.
Man, those cupcakes, oh,
Unbelievable.
Yummy.
she
Yeah,
needs
they
to
were
go
good.
into business for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
No,
good.
I accidentally dropped my cupcake about halfway through.
Oh,
So I was offered another one and Tommy Tucker said, I think I'm gonna dropped my last bite too.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, boy. But anyway, so, yeah, so we kind of surprised Bob
Yeah.
and surprised his people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you we
Funny.
talked to, but the young lady and a bunch of you who were there may not have even been aware, but the person there who really seemed to be on the ball and was thinking on her feet when we came in, because I've been there to, visit Bob before, and I always felt like that they were really kind of old school when it came to checking you in, because I'd been to other places where it was all electronic, but this is still, fill out a form and all this stuff, 2 pages. And I'm thinking, with 25 people, one at a time, and this young lady sees this and she just starts taking all these forms out of the book and handing them to everybody, says, here, and giving everybody pens.
Yeah.
That was smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's the one who got us all of the napkins.
Yeah.
She's the one that kept checking on us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I forget what all she did. And so I told Bob to be sure that, and did you say that was her second day?
It was her second day on the job.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Wow.
I'd say they hired a winner there.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
She'll move up the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she will. I mean, she's one of those people that wants to come to work and do her job, and she
Yeah.
does it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now, you guys, I sent out the thing yesterday, and it included thing from Rick Jordan.
Mhm.
And then I realized that I had screwed up, and I haven't had time now to even get back to Rick. Boy, this is like confession. But anyway, yeah, you, that's easy for you to say, TK.
Yeah.
I'm at the doghouse with Betsy.
What?
But anyway, he had sent me, Jane Ann and I went up to Detroit to a wedding. And while we were up in Detroit, he had sent an email and he had sent me an article that he had written. And then thankfully, thank goodness that he sent me this latest email just the day before I sent the reminder out, or maybe it was that day. And I haven't had a chance to get back to him and apologize. And so I will send you out that article because it is different, and it's really a good article about all this stuff. And it is cool. I'm going to encourage him to continue to send that stuff to us because he's kind of on, he's really in the know as to what's really going on with that stuff. So he can kind of give us the inside scoop.
Yeah, we've had house guests. They were supposed to stay 2 nights in there, going to end up staying 5 nights.
Ooh.
And she has Parkinson's.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's been like running around all that time. Now they're gone today. They're gone to where they're supposed to be today. But it's like,
Well,
we haven't had time to do anything.
the bad thing is she had about a month ago fallen and it broke her hip
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
and had to have a partial hip replacement. And so she's still using a walker, or if she has to go long distances in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they had this trip planned and they said, by golly, we're going to do it.
The doctor said, go ahead.
And
So
so
they
they're doing
did.
it.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Hang on just a second. Hang on.
So anyway, so I will get back with Rick and tell him that you guys unanimously said that you really
Yes.
like what he's sending and that he needs to keep it coming, and he can go into even greater detail if he would like.
See how smart we are.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I'm anxious to. It's just a shame. It's just basically, I think what's caused a lot of this is just some of the people that didn't get vaccinated.
Oh, yeah.
Sandy Hodgin is not feeling well today, and a couple of weeks ago she had breakthrough COVID.
Oh, no.
She was, there's been a lot of that, and she is vaccinated, but she just had a fever, and it was kind of like flu, but was tested and had COVID.
Oh,
Nice.
So did my daughter, had breakthrough.
oh, man.
Man, I'll tell you what, we need to go back to wearing masks
Yep.
when we're in crowds
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know
Yep.
what? Now you kind of feel peer pressure, like everybody now, if you wear a mask, you're really in the minority and everybody's looking at you like, what the hell's wrong with you?
I don't really
You think that
care.
we're gonna
I don't
condemn?
care.
I don't care. I don't care
I
either.
don't, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't either.
yeah.
I don't,
Apparently Richmond schools starting, I went to the art museum earlier. We had an art opening and it was, you didn't have to wear a mask, but I was told at the desk that starting Monday, all of Richmond High School would be back to wearing a mask.
Good, good,
Okay.
good.
good. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And I don't think the kids minded wearing them as much as the adults. My grandkids did. It just
Yeah.
became a
Yeah.
part of their everyday
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Good.
But the kids need to be back in school.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm.
that helps them be back if they can.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they need to be back in school.
And I think most places are doing that in most
Right.
states.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carol,
Like in Texas, our governor says no mask mandate, period. He
Oh,
and that
right.
governor from Florida, they live in the same
They're
can.
crazy, Nancy. All the,
Yeah.
Tell me, I tell you, I
Those
used
two
to like
states-
him, but I don't like
No.
him
those
anymore.
two states have the biggest increases.
That's
Yeah.
exactly, yeah, we made the
Mhm.
front news again.
You're on it,
Oh,
Mark.
Whoa, whoa,
boy.
not
okay,
so.
Carol McMahon.
Would like to speak.
I was just gonna say, I just skimmed one of the attachments from Rick. And down toward the end of it, he was talking about the Delta variant,
Yes,
how it spikes
Mhm.
don't just attach to the respiratory droplets, they are attaching to skin.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Yeah.
That, I haven't read the whole thing, but I just wanted to,
Hmm.
one of the things I read that was different.
Definitely. Yeah. I want
Yeah.
more information about that, but
So does that mean going back more, even more to washing hands and all
Yeah,
that?
hand sanitizer.
and not shaking hands.
Not shaking
Right.
hands.
Like grocery carts and,
Mm.
yeah,
Mhm.
the stuff we had left behind at least
Yeah.
temporarily.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
And I'm afraid it's the younger kids, like my nephew
Oh,
who's
that's another one.
29 and she's 32, and man, they're not getting their shot. No way.
Yeah, and
And all her
she,
friends the same way.
and she's a
And
nurse.
she's a nurse.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't understand that, yeah.
I find a lot of the medical field do not want to
Right,
get the shots unless it becomes mandatory.
right.
Mhm.
So it's almost kind of like, okay,
Oh,
you're in the medical profession, we're not, we're out there. Is there
Yeah.
something that they know that we don't know and they're not telling
We're
us?
guinea pigs, but we're old. so it
Why
doesn't
aren't
matter.
they? Yeah,
What is her reason, Jan? Why won't they get them?
I was on a call the other day. I think I've told you before that I do a monthly call with 6 managing partners of CPA firms around the country. And they are continuing to deal with COVID. They're in this, right now, they're all in the situation where they're trying to get everybody to be back to work. And whether or not they can mandate that everybody get vaccinated. None of them are going to end up mandating it, although I think I didn't have 2 of them on, so I only had 4 of the firms on Tuesday, but they all believe that at least 90% of their people were vaccinated. But if you don't, you've got to show proof that you were vaccinated. If you don't, they're not going to make you, but if you don't, you've got to wear a mask.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, and for whatever reason, everybody hates wearing a mask.
Yep.
So almost like if you have to wear a mask, it almost is enough of an incentive to push them over the edge to go get vaccinated.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
But they said that they are having the most difficulty with the younger ones,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that the younger ones, I guess, out there on all the social media stuff, that they are very hesitant because of concern about fertility.
Really?
Oh,
Well, that's a
I
new,
haven't heard that. Wow.
I hadn't-
Never
I
been
hadn't
anything
either.
medically
That
proven.
all of a sudden, eventually, down the road, they're not going to, they can't have kids.
Yeah.
But
Tommy.
right now, they're not, how are they checking that out?
they're not.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't check that out.
Because they don't have enough people vaccinated in that age range.
See if see if Rick Jordan has any information about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but
I heard something on the news this morning about that, and they said there was no evidence so far.
No.
Right, they're
Right.
making it up.
You know, we had a local hospital have an outbreak of COVID in their, they had about 20 patients and 9 staff had COVID. And so now that hospital is mandating that all its workers have to have the vaccine.
Cool.
So
Good.
that's at least one hospital here. And I read in the paper today that there are some bars in Portland that have kind of made a consortium, and those 15 or 19 bars, you have to have to sit inside, you have to show that you're vaccinated.
Good.
And you can still
I,
sit.
I think they have every right to do that. I think.
I
schools-
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, United
Yeah.
Airlines,
Yeah.
United Airlines came out and said all employees working inside have to be vaccinated, what, by the end of October?
yeah.
Good.
Well,
Well, you know, I'm having some surgery the beginning of September, and that's a thought for me, you know.
Mhm.
I've been vaccinated, but what if somebody who's taking care of me hasn't? And
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
When I had my
It's a
stroke, I was moved to 3 different floors. Of course, I was in ICU for 3 days, I think. And then I was moved to different floors because they needed that space for COVID patients. And I was scared to death. You could tell by what the nurses and the doctors put on, those big
Yeah.
hazmat type things that I, you know, they were moving me because they were bringing COVID patients on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
Mm.
that would be scary.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
also now about doing a booster for some folks in the fairly near future. So maybe they haven't said who that is or how quickly. Maybe Rick Jordan might have some information on that too.
Okay, hang on a second.
Yeah, I know when I heard somebody talking the other day about that, and they were saying that they think that the J&J vaccination is going to need one, but
That's the one my
Pfizer
son
and
got.
Moderna will not need one. They don't know yet if they're going to.
Yeah, I mean, I think
It's
there's
scary. They don't know how long it's good for either. If it's good
Yeah.
for 6 months, all of us probably are almost at that point.
Well,
Mhm.
exactly, and that's what I thought they said in the beginning. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be
Yeah.
good for 6 to
Possibly.
9 months. We're running out of time.
Yeah.
So I'm
We don't
wondering
wanna
about
run out.
those who had COVID and they're supposed to be immune. How are they? I think there needs to be a test or something to say, okay, you're immune by having the disease.
They're not.
Yeah.
No.
Not
Even-
immune.
And I think they
They
still give
get
it
it
to
twice.
people.
Yeah, even those antibodies eventually sometimes are,
Yeah.
lessen over time.
Ah,
Even at it, yeah.
That's what I've heard.
I'll gladly take any booster shot or anything else.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Come what
I'll be
the-
first in line.
I believe in.
No, you won't, I will.
I don't know a damn thing.
I think what I heard was that they weren't encouraging boosters because there was so much of the world that hadn't even had their first.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. I've heard that
I
too.
thought they said they needed to hold off till October because they want to do a
Yeah.
little more testing.
Right.
Right
Well,
on.
one thing in Indiana, the guy that used to be Surgeon General for the United States, he's tied in now with Channel 8.
Oh, okay.
So he gives a lot of information on this about every day. And then urging people to get the shots, be vaccinated, and up to date pretty much on whether we're going to need boosters and different things. But he's tied in with Channel 8 now.
Now, Gene, when you say Channel 8, is that coming out of Ohio or Indiana?
No, Indianapolis.
Okay,
Indianapolis,
okay.
Hmm.
All right.
So he'd be a good one to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is interesting. A lot of my friends here are going to Austria the 1st of December, end of November for a
Oh,
trip.
wow.
And I ran into a couple of them today, and the travel company has said they have to before they can leave Austria to come home, they have to have a negative COVID test.
Yeah.
That's leave Austria
Yep.
to come to the United States. I said, that's why I'm not going. I was afraid that was going to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austria is cool, but I wouldn't want to be stuck.
Oh, I'd love to go to Austria,
Mm-mm.
but not now. I need to
Yeah.
go.
I wouldn't want to be stuck there.
No.
Well, no, there's been articles too, people get stuck in Mexico, have been
Yeah.
already. And they can't get out because they can't pass the COVID test to get
Yep.
back out.
Wow. What were people doing down in Mexico? I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be down in Mexico.
Honey, don't you know there's all kinds of people in this world now?
Oh, I know.
No, I think
Yeah.
it's scary the people that are at the Olympics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
But the Olympics have been great and we've done well, so.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Now, did we lose Bob? Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The US golfers have done really well in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't the US lady win gold?
Yes.
Yep,
Nelly Corda. Yeah.
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 Yeah, Tom hasn't been liking it because they start the track and field when he's ready to go to bed. So he
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
gotta stay up late to watch the guys.
Well, you watch it the next day.
Gotta taste it.
True.
Yeah.
Get up early, you can watch the reruns of it.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
right. So Felice, you have been gallivanting all over the
Yes.
world
Yeah.
and everything else. You have to give us a book report.
Book report.
Yeah, it has been really wild and crazy. So where have I been? Indiana, Michigan, the mountains, the beach. Not anywhere more exciting than that, but the big part is that all my kids have been here, like on and off. And this is the Thursday, everybody finally left. So it's been 5 months of,
Oh, my word.
for one reason or another.
You've been doing what?
So everybody's home.
It
All
looks so
7
clean and neat behind you.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't. I promise. I promise. My dining room table had those, remember those streamers we used to decorate with in high school?
Yeah.
Taped all the way around it. And then there were blankets on top of it with the clamps that you use when you glue wood together. And that was the hideout. And that was only one of the things that was going on here. So it's been wild and crazy. And I think, trying to think, yeah, I don't really have anything else much planned up. I'm going to Hawaii for December for Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Same with like,
One of my kids is going, and his mother-in-law who lives in Australia is supposed to come, but again, we're not sure she's going to
Oh
be
my
able to
gosh.
get out.
Which island, please?
Pardon?
Which island?
Kauai.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Kauai, yeah. So that's where my son got married. And so this is like, a many year post-wedding celebration. So that's what we're going
That's
for.
great.
So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm good. I'm healthy. One of my sisters has COVID.
Oh,
That Kelly has it, and she got it from Laura and David, my siblings who refused to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
Contaminator, and now say, see, it doesn't
Uh-huh.
work. That's why we didn't get the vaccine. It doesn't work. Kelly was double vaccinated, so it's crazy, the people.
Oh, so the two that didn't get vaccinated got COVID, and then she was vaccinated, and they still gave it to her, and
Yeah.
so now they're saying, see, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
of course.
Wow.
You just don't hopefully die when you have it.
Right,
No.
right.
right.
The sister won't die, but they might.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Didn't make any difference apparently.
So how, the two that gave it to her, how old are they?
My brother's gonna be 70 in November. My sister's 68.
Okay.
And
So-
they didn't get very sick.
Well, see, I don't know. They're not talking about it too much.
Okay. That might be the reason.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So, and my sister who got it is on oxygen 24/7 now.
Oh,
So
Oh, boy.
she's Yeah, not doing well at all.
Oh,
How
no.
sad.
Gosh.
It's,
She
yeah,
did have the vaccine.
yeah, yeah. She,
Wow,
yeah.
that's scary.
Mhm.
What kind did she have?
She
Pfizer?
had
Well,
Pfizer. She had Pfizer.
Ooh.
She got it early. She's not real healthy. I mean, she's
Okay.
just got a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
issues to begin with.
Oh,
She's,
she does.
yeah,
Okay.
she's got a lot of breathing stuff, asthma type stuff.
Oh,
So she was
Okay.
susceptible, but still, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And
You know,
So
my,
we're praying. you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
that
Yeah,
there's
what can you do?
Everybody. Pardon?
mhm.
my daughter that had the breakthrough case, she had Pfizer, and she was pretty, didn't feel good for a few days, was kind of in bed, and she lost her taste and smell, but for only a day. And then she
Oh.
started feeling better. So she really feels like she didn't get it quite as badly as she might have had she not.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what they
How
said.
What they're saying, yeah.
How about the rest of the family, Carol?
Well, because my grandkids had it too. They all
What?
went to church camp
Right.
and brought it all back home.
Oh, good,
The kids are fine.
good.
They weathered it well. They just were sick for a while, but they lost their taste and smell for a lot longer than my
Mhm.
daughter did.
huh,
Interesting.
Yeah.
wow.
But the kids hadn't been vaccinated though, had they?
Well, they had not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I can hardly live with that. It's really hard for me to
Yeah.
let it go. It's really hard for me to let that.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I guess all we can do is take care of ourselves to the max.
That's
You're
right.
Yeah.
You're right, Tom.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So let's see, Betsy,
Yes.
what's that song? And I think it was George Harrison. Is it My Me Mine?
Yeah.
That's the name of the
Yeah, I
song?
think so.
Yeah.
It's all about me.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's the attitude.
It's
It's all about
apropos.
me. I don't care about you. So
You don't tell me what to do.
that's right. So we better just,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, so hey, Johnny,
Yes, yes.
what's been happening with you? Have you been traveling lately?
Not a whole lot. Thankfully, there's so much road construction everywhere that
Yeah. Geez.
if I don't need to really go someplace, I don't. So I did go to the state fair
Oh, my gosh.
and got back and found out I walked 6 miles that day.
Oh, God.
Mm.
Good.
We had the grandkids with us, and oh yeah, we were wiped out by the end of the day. But I got home and I found out I walked 6 miles.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
And Johnny, how much did you eat? at
You
the
what?
state? How much did you eat?
Oh, I didn't eat much. I just had a
No
cheeseburger.
Cotton candy?
Oh,
Corn dog.
cheeseburger and cotton candy. We had a little 6-month-old baby. Found out that he loves cotton candy.
God.
Oh, yeah.
That's healthy.
That's cute. That's cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, we had a good time there, and but yeah, I haven't been doing a whole lot of running around, so
Okay.
everything's
Okay.
going good for me. Everybody's healthy, and we just had a good friend of mine passed away last week from COVID.
Oh,
Mm, sorry.
They got ready to intubate him, and he had a heart attack
Geez.
and just shut down after that. So I've got to go to a funeral on Tuesday.
so
But
Johnny, what, had he been vaccinated?
no, he was
Wow.
not. Yeah, he was 68 years old.
Hmm.
Gosh.
Never got
Gosh.
tested or anything, and he wasn't that healthy of a person anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So anyway,
Jeez.
guess that's what happened. It just seems like when we first had the COVID, that it really didn't affect many people that I knew personally, but with this last Delta, coming on. I know quite a few people that have come down with it, and it's
Yeah, it's much
really been
more.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just be thankful we can stay healthy.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
right, right.
Hey, Harv,
Yeah.
could I interrupt, Tom? Yeah. How about your work environment, Harv? How's that working? Are you at home most of the time or
Well,
you
I'm
go?
still working at home, although our office technically open, you have to be vaccinated in order to go back into the office.
Yeah.
And now with the whole Delta thing, and the San Francisco office had its first case.
Oh.
Somebody who was coming in, he was vaccinated and he's got a mild case, but he's got it. So, and nobody's going to be going in there for a while. There are one or two guys that go in all the time, but they just don't want to work from home. So they do go in, but the one guy, he sends me pictures. He's got the test kit, the home test kit. And every day he sends me this picture of his negative test
Oh, good.
result.
Oh, wow.
So, but I was supposed to actually, this weekend was supposed to be my first business trip in a year and a half. And Colorado Springs in a nice, kind of a nice place, a resort deal. And on Monday or Tuesday, they canceled it finally. I'd been on the schedule for about 5 months. So they canceled it. So I was happy about that, because after that, the owner of the company and I were supposed to go into our Denver office. In our Denver office, there were 40 people there and only 15 were vaccinated.
Oh my
So
God.
that
Whoa.
meant they would have been the only ones allowed to even come in. And so we obviously called that off, which made me feel a lot better too.
Harvey, I have a good friend and her son-in-law, they live in Seattle. And her son-in-law went to a work meeting with people from all over the country. And there was a man there from Oklahoma who had COVID and spread it to everyone in the meeting. And he had been vaccinated. So he then gave it to his wife and his little kid.
Damn.
So I'm really glad that those meetings have been canceled.
Yeah, me
Yes,
too. And
yes.
my wife's got an immuno kind of compromised thing, so I had planned on, if I coming home and kind of isolate myself for a while, get
Yeah.
tested and all that. But as it turned out, didn't happen, which was good. So
Good.
Is there a chance that you may not go to the office before you retire?
I mean, if I'm scheduled to hang it up probably at the end of the year, and
Oh, really?
Okay.
I may not.
Wow.
I may never go back into that place. So I
Good
mean,
for
that's
you.
there.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I've been in a couple of times, but I don't necessarily have to. So
Good.
Good for you.
So
Yeah.
wait a minute. So you were going to be at a resort in Colorado Springs. Was it the Broadmoor?
yeah, we're going to Broadmoor.
That's a
Anybody been to the Broadmoor?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
I have.
No.
Wonderful.
Too bad you're missing out on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
it's
done that.
beautiful.
I mean, I've done that about 10 years in a row, and last year obviously they didn't do it, and then the company decided to do it again, and there would have been maybe 100 or 125.
Oh my gosh.
People there, and there would have been somebody vaccinated out of that group.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was looking forward to going, but then I was really looking forward to when they canceled. I was glad they canceled.
Yeah.
Right,
Of course.
right.
Is that the old double-edged sword, isn't it, Harvey?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
we were-
Bob, I wanted to ask you a question. The whistle that's going to be the athletic director, which family was he from?
That is Dick Whistle,
Who, Dick? Okay,
Dick Whistle's son,
okay.
who is, that's Joe Whistle, right? Was their dad?
Joe, yes. Yeah, Joe was their dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And,
No.
Dick and his wife Katha had about 5 or 6 kids.
Katha Persarsic.
Yeah.
Katha
Yeah.
was his
I
wife.
think she was about a year behind us, maybe.
Good name there, Tom, yeah.
Okay.
And Dick made his living with UPS. And for those of you guys who remember when they had the IPO with UPS, there were several guys from here in town that really was good for, and Dick was one of those guys. Nori Alexander, Doc Wright, Eugene Wright. I mean, those guys were all UPS guys, and Everybody said, who the hell wants to ride around in a truck with brown shorts on? And then the IPO comes and everybody goes, oh yeah, I understand. So,
Yeah, I didn't.
but no, Dick was in that group, Johnny. He started out early, yeah.
Mhm. Now, so Joe, then Johnny, so was Joe a brother to Leo, which is,
Yep,
would have been Diane's dad?
Yes,
yep,
yes,
So Joe and Leo were brothers.
right.
yep, that's right.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so that's how that works.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
Leo was the one that had a bunch of kids, Tom. I don't know how many he had, but he had a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
12 or 13 or
Well, they-
something. like that.
Oh, that's a
yeah,
bunch.
they all live next door to each other, Leo and Joe.
Down on 6th Street, wasn't it,
Down
John?
on Sixth Street, yeah.
Yeah.
They have a contest? Was that?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
They were a good Catholic family.
There was no birth control on the Catholics back then, Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
Have a bunch.
Bob,
So, go.
Yes.
is Bo playing now or is it?
Yeah,
tight?
right now.
Yeah, yes.
He has
Well,
just
like
teed
par
off,
five.
yeah. I haven't looked, but he just teed off. My daughter that called. I haven't looked on the computer yet.
What
He's
channel
a par-
But he
is
is on,
it? Get it out here.
he's on
Is it part
Shot
of the
Track,
one?
Bob. He
from
parred the
Truckee,
first hole and he's
California.
on par 5 now.
What's that?
He parred the first hole and he's on the par 5 now.
Great.
Second hole, he
Second
should
hole.
pick up something. We got a
Yeah.
good chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And is he going into this round 7th?
20th, 20th.
Yeah, 7th.
Yeah. Well, he's
Probably
20th.
dropped a little bit now because there's been guys on the golf course having their time.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And then still got a little work to do on the FedEx Cup list, Tom, and in 3 weeks is when the playoffs start, but
Yeah. He
still
needs
trying
to-
to make that top 125.
Yeah.
Good.
And I'll
He's in-
share with you guys because you're my classmates. We talked the other night and he said, I said, I'm following you on Shot Tracker and you really looks like your game's in pretty good shape.
Right.
He said, Dad, honest to God, I'm playing as well as I've ever played in my life.
Hmm.
And I said, you mean since your injury? He said, no, I mean my life.
Really?
Wow.
We'll see how that all goes together, but
Oh, good.
his confidence and his attitude are really good.
Good.
That's great.
It's tougher out there these days. There are more good golfers than there were when Bo came on in 98 or thereabouts.
They come from everywhere, every day, Tom, is what he always says, Like being a gunslinger, there's always a new guy in town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gene, so you spent a bunch of time down in Florida. Where were you in Florida and what were you doing? And did you do anything really fun?
My granddaughter and 2 great-grandchildren were down in Destin
Oh,
Oh,
for a week.
you were in the Panhandle.
We know that.
yeah.
Way there, yeah.
We just had a really good time spending time with the kids at the beach and, taking them to the park where you ride go-karts and all those crazy noisy machine things and putt golf and just love spending time with the grandkids. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
This week there were 7 grandkids and myself and daughter-in-law. We all went bowling and pizza. That was kind of the
Wow.
end of the season long.
Wait a minute. You mean you didn't get into go-karts?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Take
I
a
did
walk
the-
outside.
Did the putt and it was like a jungle, and they had like Jurassic Park. It was called Wild Willies, I think. And so they had like all these dinosaurs every so often and things would come out of the foliage and they loved it. They loved it.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
I was just kind of along for the ride.
So how was the weather while you were down there? You weren't down there when they had the hurricane, were you?
No, it was early June, the first of June, we left right after school was out. So no, the tide was red tide for 3 days. It was, you couldn't go out very far in the ocean and stuff, but they had a good time and there were pools there at where we stayed, and we stayed at the Sandpiper and it was right there on the beach. And so there were pools there and they enjoyed that. And we just, used the safety precautions we've been using all along. When we went in stores, we still put our masks on and hand sanitizer and all that stuff.
When we went to that wedding up in Detroit, some of the guys that were groomsmen had come up from Florida, and so this would have been mid-July. And they said the red tide down there was so bad you couldn't even go out on the beach. It was so bad.
Yeah,
They said it hurt your eyes.
They were up around Tampa. weren't they?
I think they were up
Yeah.
around,
Yeah, they were.
yeah, Tampa.
Yeah,
I think
they
it
were
was
up around
Tampa.
Tampa.
So,
What do you mean when you say red tide? Is it actually red?
Real rough, and it's
Yeah.
real, no, it's not red itself, but it's very dangerous. Rip tides are really bad.
well,
And it's stinky.
the red tide is algae.
Algae.
Yeah.
Oh.
Algae, and it's however it's been decomposing.
Yeah.
It creates all these toxic fumes and
Oh.
everything else, and
We
it
never
kills.
noticed- We
and
never
then-
noticed that really at all.
Okay, well then,
You were lucky.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it kills fish. So it was killing. They had tons of dead fish on the beaches from it.
Wow.
So it was a mess.
Hmm.
Mm.
We never noticed. I just thought it was because of the rip tides.
No, yeah, it's called red
Red.
RED.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, or I don't remember if it's really that color. Maybe it is.
I don't remember
I've been
either.
down in Florida I used to go down all the time for 30 years to see my mom. And some years we'd go down there'd be a little bit of that, but I never paid that much attention to it. Now, Carol, you asked a question.
Rose tint to it.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I wondered if it was when I lived in California, we had red tide one
Oh.
time, and it was phosphorescent at night,
Oh, my God.
Really?
You
It's
could,
kind of a rose tint, as I recall.
you could see the ducks' footprints along the sand. They just light up.
Oh,
If a boat was going
Weird.
by, it would just.
Well, maybe I'm calling it they had red flags up for dangerous waves. Maybe they didn't really.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you're
Okay.
talking,
My
right.
mistake.
Yeah, that's an
Okay.
undercurrent type.
Well, well, just be glad they weren't black flags.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause that means
Yeah.
you don't even go in the water.
A lot of the times when we were in Mexico, we had black flags. You didn't even want to go in the ocean.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I called it the wrong thing. It was red flag, not red tide. so.
Okay.
Red flag, red tide. It was red. I don't know. But the kids had a good time. They're younger, so they didn't care about really going out real far. They had little boogie boards there along the edge, and they all had a good time.
Cool. That's great.
So
That's great.
did you go into the ocean at all, Gene?
A little bit, but because of my back, I have some back issues. My chiropractor suggested I not get in and get knocked down or something. So I waited in a little more in the evening when it had kind of quieted down. I got in the pool, but not a lot in the ocean.
Jane Ann won't go in the ocean. She's
No,
afraid
I don't like all those fish
the
out
fish will
there.
bite her.
I like my pool with nobody else in it.
So,
Waiting for you, Jane Ann.
Yeah.
okay.
I want to know if Jimmy's home.
So Jimmy,
Uh,
how are you able? Yeah, you've got to tell everybody now. So Jimmy
Tell
calls
us the
me.
story.
He calls me and he says, well, I'm on my way home, but the people who are already there have evacuated, and we've got fires all around us and we've got tons of smoke, but we're going to go ahead and go home anyway.
Yeah,
Go ahead and tell us all about this, Jim.
what's wrong with you, Jim?
Yeah. And we want to know how you had all the time to do the music.
It was a great group of music all
Well,
around.
actually,
the coast. That was good.
we had a break in the fire, and today, actually yesterday was a perfectly normal day.
Wow.
Oh, good.
No smoke, no nothing. Today's a little more smoky. Supposed to get rain tonight
Good.
and
Down there.
tomorrow, and hopefully without lightning.
Yeah, yeah,
Because every time a lightning's here, a new fire starts.
Oh, yeah.
right, right.
That's how dry it is.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping that they don't pull off all the resources here that are fighting this before the lightning hits. There's 2 fires to the east of us that are starting to get bigger, and so they'll probably start pulling off some of the 1,200 people that are here.
Mm.
I mean, it's amazing to go past the fire camps. There's probably 6 fire camps, and they're full of equipment, full of tents. There's a few helicopter and other air resources that are out here in the valley. There's one large airport here that's got not long enough runway to bring in jets.
Wow.
But there's a lot of these big helicopters running around
Yeah.
with buckets.
Hmm.
You know, it's quite the thing to see them dip into one of the lakes or even a river. We've seen them dip into a river to get water, and then they go dump it, and then they come back. So there's no tourists left in this town right now.
Mm.
I'm sure.
They're all, and it's a ghost town.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's going to hurt for a long time because the people will, hesitate coming back. And when they come back, they're going to see a lot of the areas where they might have wanted to go, especially if you're mountain biking or a lot of those mountain bike trails got burned over. And they did save so far Sun Mountain Lodge, which is the biggest employer in the valley.
Oh, that's good.
And so all the important community, there's little housing in a few of the woods around here. And you gotta be kind of crazy to live in the woods here and, invest a lot of money in a house. So, I mean, all those people have been evacuated. And they're trying to, they're digging dozer lines, they're digging all kinds of things. Every time I look at the operations report in the morning, there's this huge map, and they go around all around the perimeter of the map. And where it's red, it's still sort of active. Where it's black, they pretty much think they have it under control. So all the black right now is between us and the fire, which is good. And so, like I said in my note, it's like a vice. I mean,
Yeah.
one fire on one side, one fire on the other side of the valley. And at the far north end, it did cross, but it went up mostly into Forest Service land, into wilderness. What they're trying to do is keep it in the high rocky ridges where there's no fuel, and keep it from coming down to the valleys. So they're trying to direct it to the west and to the north, because the west side is all wilderness, as is the north.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of the one big story, about historic places that you're trying to save is the lookout where Jack Kerouac wrote some of his books. It's the 20-mile fire lookout, which is almost in Canada to the north. They went up and they wrapped it. They wrap the buildings they want to save with a reflective sort of material. And so if the fire gets to them, it will not necessarily get the building.
Huh.
Wow.
That's
Reflected away.
interesting.
That's what they do with the houses. If they're in, if it's imminent that a fire is going to spread towards a housing development, they'll send in crews. They'll actually wrap the houses.
Wow, I never heard of that.
I didn't
Yeah,
either.
neither.
Yeah, they won't
Me too.
necessarily save your outbuilding, but they'll save your house.
Wrap it with what, Jim? What
It's
kind
a,
of material?
it's a
Fire
reflective
Fire
sort of
retardant, reflective.
film that they wrap it all around.
Huh.
And it's very resistant,
Okay.
to fire. The fire, if it gets to your wood, whatever, your wood siding, your shingle roof, which you shouldn't have anyway,
Mhm.
and anything that's burnable, because there's all the sparking that goes on and all the flares from the wind. The wind is really the thing that causes the most damage here, because it'll take and if you got a tree that's a pitch like pine, and it catches on fire and the wind comes along, just blows those embers down the way to some dry area, and it just spreads the fire. So it's been an education to watch. I mean, there's more firefighters in this valley right now than there are residents.
Mm.
And there's you can't drive down the road but not pass 5-6 fire vehicles. And then, like I said, these camps, the fire camps, are like little cities, and it's quite. I mean, it's quite the spectacle if we weren't living through it. But just watching these helicopters run around, and in the early stages, they had these yellow and orange planes that were basically dippers. And they'd dip out of lakes mostly, and then they go dump. And then they come back around, and so it was just a circus here for a while.
Wow.
It's really calmed down. This morning, it sounds like they feel like they've got it mostly under control, but they're still mopping up. And we have, like I said, a rainstorm coming in. But
Good.
the rain has not been heavy lately, and it is not necessarily falling on the fire area.
Oh.
It's just bringing in a lot of wind and lightning sometimes.
Pictures of fire.
So we'll see. No, right now, pretty confident they've got a handle on it. And we're far enough away.
How long are you going to be home, Jim? When are you leaving again?
We're leaving on the 15th. We've decided that this is going to be our routine, July and August, because it gets beastly hot here.
Mhm.
And then you always got the danger of fire.
Yeah.
And usually July and August are the best. I mean, people just leave the valley, those that can get the heck out for, most of those 2 months. And then you come back into September and it's great here. September, October is a great place to be. And in the early part of the year and in the spring, May and most of June are usually pretty good. June this year was hot, though, towards the end. So that added to the drought, which everybody is, I think every one of you is dealing with drought. It's pretty bad here. So
you say you're going to leave the 15th of this month?
yeah, we're just going to go on, get in our camper van and head to the coast.
Okay. Now, that's the other thing. So when you guys left in your camper van, had the fires started yet when you left?
it had, actually, we were getting ready to, we were going, doing our final packing and making plans. And like 3 days maybe before the, there was a lightning strike up at the very north part of the valley that started that fire, which they now call the Cedar Creek fire. And then 3 days later, somebody was out running their irrigation pump for the first time.
We heard about that one.
And that set off what started as a 2,000 acre blaze. And that was right. I mean, it was like 3 miles up the road before they put the barriers up, and they immediately evacuated that area. But that got away from them because of the wind. And so that turned, right now it's at, I think 56,000 acres.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's mostly going north.
Jim, from north to south, how wide an area are you talking about there that you call the valley? How big is that?
The valley is, it starts at the southern boundary of the North Cascades National Park.
Okay.
And it's very narrow at the beginning. And then it starts to widen out, but it never gets more than 5-6 miles wide.
Okay. And then you go all the way to the Canadian border from there, right?
No, it goes north and south. So it starts, like I said, in the north and going south down to the Columbia down at a town called Pateros.
Gotcha.
Makes a big bend, and that's where the Methow River dumps. And but it actually narrows as it gets down towards the end.
Yeah.
So it's mostly wide where most of the agriculture and other activities in this valley happen.
Low country stuff. Yeah.
But it's never that wide. I mean, if you get into the valley with fire, you have all the brush. There may not be many trees, but you get brush. So that just spreads it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we knew this coming. I mean, we've been coming over here for 40 years. So
Okay.
we knew what we were getting into, but we didn't know that there would be a fire like this year, because this is rare to have it all around the towns, the northern part of the valley. The southern part has been burned over a couple times, but here in the north part, it hasn't really been affected that much.
So from where you are to the southern end of the valley, how much?
About 50 miles.
How much?
50 miles.
Wow. My God.
And in that space, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towns. They're all 10 miles apart for some strange reason.
And 56,000 acres have been burned? Wow.
Well, they're saying right now, I'd say it'd be about 150,000.
My God.
So,
It's incredible.
yeah, and what's incredible is the amount of resources I mean, if you listen to these operations reports, they have a real handle on, and they can talk. I mean, even though these are people from outside the valley,
Yeah.
they get to know the resources, they get to know the geography of the valley, they get to know all the names of the peaks and valleys and rivers. And so then they start talking as if they're very familiar with it. Of course they are. I mean, they're right there reading maps. And I mean, it's a lot more sophisticated resource now. They have drones they send out at night to check the heat. They can actually measure the heat at night in various areas. And then they put together a plan to attack those areas in daylight. If they can get fire crews into them, there's a lot of areas where they cannot safely get a fire crew in. And they either have to just let them burn and hit them with water when there's not too much smoke or retardant. And there's great video. I mean, it's amazing what they're putting out on the internet as far as, you know, they took a video of a helicopter going over one of the areas to the north. And, you know, they go over these peaks and you see a red line where retardant has been dropped. And then they go, I mean, it's just basically a tree here, tree there. And so it just shows you what the kind of terrain they're having to deal with. I mean, the North Cascades, if any of you have been up here, it's a lot of big craggy peaks. And it would not be an area you'd want to be caught in a fire in. And it's not an area you really want to mess with it during certain times of year when there's snow up there because of avalanches. So it's an interesting place.
So on
Jim?
that, yeah,
Jim, what town do you live in?
Winthrop.
Winthrop, okay,
Winthrop.
it's right there, okay. We're
Oh,
just
yeah.
looking.
Yeah,
they're looking it up.
They're looking at
So where are you headed? So where are you going to go on the coast this time?
Actually, we're not going to the Pacific coast. We're going to an area called the Salish Sea. And the Salish Sea is the northern part of, well, Puget Sound or the Queen Charlotte's up in British Columbia.
Yeah.
So there's two parks. One is Deception Pass, which is more south. And it is a passage between one body of water and another. There's a big bridge over it.
Deception.
And then Birch Bay is more to the north, and that's full on the Salish Sea. And the Salish Sea is actually its own little environment up there. And it's got all the various San Juan Islands and all the islands of the southern Queen Charlotte's. And Vancouver is, you know, at one side. You know, the Strait of Juan de Fuca basically goes from that area as it does from Puget Sound out to the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the layout of this state is quite unique.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to get into BC because that's Canada.
Yeah, they're still closed.
Yeah.
You can't get into BC. We're hoping someday they open it up, but
Yeah, I do too.
I think that's going to take a while.
But Canada was supposed to open around the 3rd.
Jim, is there an area there called Coos Bay?
No, Coos Bay is southern Oregon on the coast.
Okay, that's a different state. I got you.
That's
Okay.
close to Carroll, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it's
No.
it's a ways south of me too.
Oh, do you?
Okay.
Yeah, we camp. That's part of what our camping trip was down around Coos Bay.
Coos Bay, yeah, beautiful area there.
And you tried to hook up with Carol, but Carol was golfing.
Yeah.
Is
Surprise.
that right?
There was some
It's a
reason.
flimsy excuse, but yeah.
She said, now what day are you thinking you're gonna be here, Jim? And he tells her that she's, oh, I'm golfing that day.
No,
Oh, the other excuse was in the front end was the daughter and grandkids getting COVID.
that was
Yeah,
fine.
right.
Well, no, we thought it was gonna work out, and then
Wait a minute.
you ended up leaving later or something from Carol's sister.
Yeah, Carol's sister's down in Eugene. Yeah, we actually had our windshield replaced in Eugene. It's been broken for a year.
Oh,
And it's the only time, I mean, we're so remote here. there's no I mean, Safe Flight or any of the other class
Yeah.
companies aren't going to come out. So we found a way to do it. So anyway,
Sounds exciting, Jimmy.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
And your escape route to the highway was closed, right?
yep, it was closed.
Mm.
Our escape route to the west side, so we have to go south down to Wenatchee.
Incredible. Wow.
And then at Wenatchee, we can go over Stevens Pass. So what usually takes 3 hours, takes 6 hours.
Wow.
Your smoke-related music was all good.
Huh?
Your smoke-related music. was all good.
Yes.
Never heard that before.
Mm,
Yeah. Good. Glad you liked it.
yes.
Now, that first one by the Corsairs, I'd forgotten.
Yeah.
I remembered it when it started playing, but I had forgotten that tune.
Yeah, it's one of those, that's the early part of Motown,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
which I thought basically was one of the better, especially for the Miracles and Smokey Robinson. I think,
Yes, yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
yeah, later on, it just got too, I don't know, overproduced.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
that's when they moved to LA, wasn't it, Jim, after they left Detroit?
Yeah,
Yeah, when they left Detroit and went to
Yeah.
LA.
they left
that's
Detroit.
when they got-
That's when
Yeah.
it all changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really changed.
Well, hey, before we go, since Ricky Putoff,
He
Hey,
finally got out.
Rick.
Hey, guys, I apologize
Leave it
for
in.
being late. I'm over in Woodbine, Michigan, watching my granddaughter perform in this horse show she's in.
Wow.
well, how's she
Okay.
do? How is
Well-
it a competitive thing?
Oh, they're all competitive. She's a hunter. She's a hunter jumper. She's jumped about 3.5 feet high, and
Wow.
Hey,
she's having
Rick,
a bad day. And her mother's not a very nurturing soul, like a Buster.
Come
one.
on, man.
Aw.
Don't
Old
talk about
man.
my cousin like that.
So grandpa's there.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of my
Springsteen's
dad.
daughter was in the equestrian in the Olympics.
What's that?
Bruce Springsteen's daughter was in
Yeah.
equestrian in the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
But-
that.
That was pretty
Yeah.
cool, yeah.
She was
Yeah, she
very
actually
good.
won a medal yesterday.
Oh, I
Cool.
didn't know
Darn. I
that.
watched
good.
part of the jumping, hunter jumper
Yeah.
thing, but I didn't see
I
her.
did too.
Wait,
That
Bob,
is, that is so precise. My God, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Bob, did you say she medaled?
Yes.
Whoa.
He got a medal, and I don't know what level it was, Tom, but there were only 4 people on the equestrian team.
Right. Wasn't
And she
it?
got a medal in the event yesterday, as I recall.
Mhm.
Good.
Great.
She
Fantastic.
looks,
really
she looks a
awesome
lot
to
like
watch
him in the
that.
face.
She amazingly looks
Oh,
like
no.
her dad.
That's
So, Rick, how old is she?
She's 14.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's never going to be a big winner because the horses these guys, gals ride that are winning,
Yeah, right.
they're all worth about $500,000.
Right. Yeah, right.
Maybe Bruce Springsteen can afford that shit. I
Yeah.
can.
Probably.
Come on, man,
Selling
buy a
food.
horse. Come
Buy
on,
a
Rick,
horse,
buy a
Rick.
horse.
I bought her a horse for $18,000.
Okay.
A helmet costs $850. A saddle costs $8,000. It's a rich man's sport.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Right. Yep.
My
Who's worth the
granddaughter
top
was
of
in
the
it for a
line
while.
saddles or helmets?
Yeah.
My
yeah.
granddaughter was in it for a while. They were asking me to contribute for a while before they started all of this. And I said, I think it's about time that she learns that you just don't get everything in life that you want.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of that's for others, right, Vicky? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teach her the difference between wanting and needing.
Yeah.
That's right.
You want it, but you don't need it.
I thought it was neat that Indiana was represented so many times in the Olympics and a lot
Right.
from
Incredible.
swimming
Yeah.
and
So
stuff.
there was
right
somebody
around
from New
Indiana.
Paris, Ohio that was a sprinter that was really good.
I saw that, Vicky.
There
Yeah.
was a
I
gal
missed it.
from Granger, Indiana this morning that medaled in 110-pound wrestling.
Oh, she
Oh,
was.
my word.
She was tough.
Reindeer.
There at the end, boy, she flipped that girl about 3 or 4 times. She had
Oh
like,
my
4
God, Tom, she was having fun, wasn't she?
oh man, at the end, boy, wow.
That's what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have
You
a
guys-
cyclist here in Brownsburg.
We have one of the cyclists got in the team pursuit, got either a silver or bronze
Yeah.
medal.
Yeah,
And she actually is from where we live, our
Brownsburg, yeah,
subdivision.
Yeah,
yeah.
Chloe Dygert.
yeah, all over town, there are signs, you know.
Yeah, everywhere. Go
That's
Chloe.
Go Chloe.
But is that where the metronome is over there? And
It's, yeah,
near you?
it's actually, it's real near the Art Museum and Marion University.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, yeah. So it's like off of 38th,
Hmm.
West 38th Street.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
Something else.
Yeah.
A
So,
lot of you guys I
Sharing
know
my
follow-
son's dog. His name's
A lot of
Chloe.
you guys follow IU swimming.
what'd you
What's
say,
that,
Bob?
A lot of you guys follow IU swimming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Lily King,
Oh,
a young gal that's medaled last couple of times in the Olympics,
Mhm.
is really a fun person to be around, from what my daughter and my kids in Bloomington say, because she's a junk talker in swimming. So when you get on the blocks in swimming,
Yeah.
Lily King will look at you and say, "I'm going to beat your ass,"
Yeah.
which is a little bit out of character for people in that kind of a sport.
Right, right, right,
My
right.
daughter Kelly said she's a
Pretty
fun gal to
confident,
be
huh?
around.
Yeah,
That
I
was
they-
like,
thought that long distance swimming was something else. I mean, I
Oh
don't
my
know how many miles or whatever, but those fish are jumping out of the water.
Oh
And
my God, yeah.
I thought, oh my gosh.
Now I'm looking at him thinking, well, you know, it only takes me like 20 minutes to swim that far. When it's like 5.
But you know, I think I may have mentioned to you guys before, but when I was at IU, we walked up the hill to a place that's now the soccer stadium
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
football locker room. So we went up that hill and into that arena and went right by the swimming pool.
Yep.
Well, the distance swimmers were in the pool when we went up in the morning, and they were in the pool when we came down at night.
Uh-huh.
And there were several Australian guys that a guy named Bob Wendell, who's swam the 1500, and maybe more than that. But those guys were in the pool all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
Well, you guys,
Where's
it's
Susie at
4:20,
today?
4:20.
Where's Susie at today?
I just texted her and she had to stay with her sister today,
Oh,
her younger sister, because her older sister was going somewhere.
okay.
But she's okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. She's always on here.
Let's see. Jane,
Is Jane
okay,
home yet?
Jane is in Montana. She's in Glacier right now, I think.
Oh, is she?
Posted pictures on Facebook from Glacier.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Now,
You know, she
real
was at
quickly then.
Coronado when Jane was in Coronado this week.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
also. Yeah.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, she said she was in Coronado earlier and then she went out to Montana and now she's up in Glacier. So Betsy, did she say were there any fires or smoke there?
I don't think
No,
she
she didn't
posted
mention it.
some pictures. She didn't really say.
Oh, looks good. Looks good.
It's hot up here, man.
Hot, yeah.
That's
70
what it is.
degrees.
That's what it is where you guys are.
What's that?
Yeah,
That's for you guys today.
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, that looks wonderful.
I'm looking at
Hey,
these.
Tom, what a great view off that deck.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah.
I'm looking at Jane's pictures and they look clear. They
Yeah.
don't, I don't see any,
Right.
Here looks
yeah, it's a
okay.
little bit
That's a
hazy, but not, doesn't look bad.
Cool.
Now, how many of you have been to Glacier?
Probably nobody.
Have not.
Yeah, I
No,
love that park. That's a
our favorite.
wonderful
Beautiful.
park.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Unfortunately, I'd hate to say it, but I like the Canadian side better than the
Yeah.
US
I
side.
do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's prettier.
Okay, so now I needed to ask a question. So the next time we're scheduled to get together is Labor Day weekend.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, let's
Ah.
wait till the next week then.
Do you think we
Wait till
should
the
wait until
following
the
week.
following Saturday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's
That's
good.
the rule we set forth, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that would make it the 11th then, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's okay. Let's keep it. Well, I'll tell everybody that's what we'll do. And then I
9/11.
may have to have Susie and Diane do it because Jane Ann and I have to go back up to
Back up
Detroit.
to Michigan.
Yeah, up to Michigan to
A funeral.
for a funeral,
Oh, no.
a memorial
A
thing.
memorial service, yeah.
Oh,
So
talking about funerals, a celebration of life for Robin Myers.
Bartlemy, yeah.
Bartlemy.
Yeah,
Robin
it's
Bartlemy.
just tomorrow
Oh.
at Donan Mills, which I was a little bit surprised because she hasn't lived here for years, so I don't know why they're really having it here, but it's at Donan Mills tomorrow.
who
really,
was that for?
It's Robin Bartlemy Myers.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay, Robert, yeah.
yeah, huh? And when did they, guys? Did you just find out about? You just saw that in the paper?
Yeah,
It was in the
it just,
paper.
yeah, it was just in the paper.
Didn't really
But
say
she
much
died. She
about it.
died several months ago. And she died in September.
Yeah,
But they,
in Florida,
I
right,
mean, in
Vicki?
December, but
That's
they just
September,
are not
yeah.
having the memorial.
Right.
And some of you, TK, you probably knew Bob Abney, and Bob passed away.
I knew Bob.
Right, right.
Oh,
They had a
really?
memorial for him this morning. Yeah. a guy
Oh,
came by and
really?
over there
Bob
and did-
Abney. Okay.
Now, was he in our class?
He might have been in our class, maybe a year behind us, Tom, I'm not
Okay.
sure.
But Robin was in our class.
Yeah,
Right. She's in my
Yeah,
honeymoon.
Robin was in our class. yeah.
Where'd she live, Vicky?
Can you take a picture of that and email it to me, and then I'll get that?
Yes, yes.
Tom, I think she was in
Actually,
Florida
I
somewhere.
don't think she died in Westchester, Ohio, but I think that's just because towards the end, she had Alzheimer's. She may
That
have
was in a
been
nursing
living
home
near a
in
daughter. but I
Westchester.
don't think that's where she lived after she moved
She
here.
lived in Largo, Vicky, did she and John move down to Largo?
I just don't remember. It's been too long. I just don't remember.
They were either there or Siesta Key, somewhere in there, Tom, if I
Yeah,
recall.
yeah. I know it wasn't Westchester.
Yeah.
It really
no,
wasn't a
and
very
that's-
big
you're right on
article
that,
about
Vicky.
her.
That was her nursing home.
Yeah.
I stay in touch with Diana, her sister, Diana Bartlemy.
Right.
Diana Jaffe, and I stay in
Is
touch
she
with
still in
Diana.
Hilton Head?
What's
Is she
that?
still in Hilton Head?
Yeah, she still is, yeah. Yeah, good gal, and still looks the same as she did. She had pictures on, Vicky, I don't know if you recall this, when she was going to Las Vegas doing the Marilyn Monroe show. And she had some of those pictures on the other day, and God, we were laughing about all that.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Well, then I'll send a notice out to everyone that we'll move it to the 11th.
Okay.
Hey, Vicky, say hi to Sandy. Tell her to get better.
I will.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. You
Thanks,
think she's
everybody.
gonna
Have
be
a good
okay,
week.
right? Vicky, she's gonna be okay, right? She's not.
Yeah, she was over the COVID, but now she's got something else. I don't know what's wrong. But
Oh, man.
just wasn't feeling well today.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Okay,
right. Tell her hello.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
Everybody
Dwayne's
stay
taking
safe.
good enough care of
Yeah, we're
her.
gonna have to get on.
Yeah, he seems to drift, man.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Love you guys.
See ya.
Everybody have a good week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Rick, thanks for getting on.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
sorry I missed
Good
it.
to see
I really
you.
wanted to be here.
Okay.
All right. Carry on.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.
So let me see here. I'm gonna fix this so I could stop the
Gotta get out of
recording.
Hey, Tom,